we have YouTube live session going on up to 6 o'clock. So make sure that you save the link and make you share to everybody the link. Uh, uh, Fantastic sessions going on. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We'll go to the next session. So we talk about digitization, digital transformation of manufacturing shop floor with Frusi manufacturing execution system. So myself and my team, Anita, will give the lecture on this topic. So let me give some quick introduction about ourselves. I'm Sheikh Abdul Khader, CEO of Data Labs India. So Frusi manufacturing execution system is our solution. So we talk about that very quickly, and Miss Anita will give a presentation, a demo, very quick demo on MES. Okay, so let me share my screen and talk about that topic very quickly. Yeah. So I hope you are able to see the screen. Okay, anybody can confirm if you are able to see the screen. Yeah. So yeah, so Global Manufacturing Excellence Summit Edition 6. We are talking about digitization of shop floor operations, the Frusi MES way, how to do it. What we do in Data Labs India is this. Uh, it's a business excellence. We talk about business growth, and then we talk about manufacturing excellence, and then we talk about logistics excellence. So today we are going to talk about manufacturing excellence in this topic. So which includes the manufacturing execution system, integrations and of IT and OT technologies, and then ERP for manufacturing organizations. So we give services also on the digital manufacturing and supply chain to build resilient and data-driven shop floors. Okay. So just to give you a very quick round of introduction on manufacturing execution system, what it does is, if you see this flow, so consider this as a one work center. This box as a one work center. So you have inputs from ERP, in case if you have ERP like customer orders, production scheduling, and other requests. So you have it, and then all the process in the shop floor starts with a production order. Okay, and then you have a work center. Likewise, you will have a multiple work centers. So in the work centers, you have three things in place. Basically, the raw materials and work in process, the operational tasks, and man machine hours. Okay, so this is supported by your quality, your energy management, maintenance, and also time management. And then you have an integrations with IoT and PLCs. It leads to a production order costing, and then you're concluding the production order. The data gets updated for your dashboards and also any manufacturing analytics. Okay, and then to do this, you have a configurations which is like item masters, bill of materials, routings, employees, the costing structures, the calendars, blah blah blah. Okay, so this is the high level view flow of your manufacturing process, and this one work center, there could be multiple work centers, so there will be connectivity between each work center. Okay, okay. So everybody have a question, why manufacturing execution system? I think this is always, especially in Indian mid-sized markets, why we do have a ERP, but why do we need MES? Okay, this is a question always everybody likes. So this is the ISA 95 structure. If you see, you have a 0 to 4 levels. 0 levels is a production level where we talk about 0 and 1 level are equipment. Okay, 0, 1, and 2 levels are basically, at the OT level, operations technology, which is like a sensors, actuators, and all. Okay, then you have a level 4, you have a business layer where we talk about customer orders, we talk about inventory, we talk about the supply chain processes at the business level. The missing link is the level 3, which is manufacturing operations management, or we can call it as a manufacturing execution. Okay, so this kind of disconnect is closed by MES. So that's how the Frusi, what it does. Okay, so if you see the elaborated picture of that, So what this level 3, which is manufacturing execution system, does is it take a deep dive into your shop floor. In the ERP, it does not take deep dive. You complete one production order, you record the data, and it is for the accounting and also for the it's a delivery. But when you go for each production order, work center by work center, collect the data and then manage it. So this is how the optimization. So now, if you want to really achieve manufacturing excellence, it is not enough for you to do have a ERP, or it is not enough to you for you to have a controls and automations. You must have manufacturing execution system in place so that you have a seamless data connectivity. And at this point of time, it is very crucial that if you want to enable or if you want to empower your organization to have artificial intelligence in place, then your MES help you to build a platform for that. So that is the reason it's very important. Okay, I just try to summarize. The ERP system will be a long-term view, the linear roads, and then in the manufacturing execution system, it's a detail, work center by work center, machine by machine kind of thing. Okay, a typical manufacturing process happens like this within MES. So it's like a after production order, of course. So receiving part. Okay, so the material receiving and inspection, the kitting of materials for the issuance of materials for the operations. So section assembly line, section by station by station manufacturing process. It could be a cell or it could be work center, whatever you call it. And then the quality at each work center. Then the testing and the calibration part, the packaging and labeling, shipping and logistics, and data analytics. Okay, this is how the classical things will happen. Now let us go back to a few quick demo, and then we continue with the benefits what manufacturing execution system brings to you. Okay, Anita, if you are on the show, you can share your screen and brief. Yeah. Anita, you are in the call.
Hello.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, let me share the screen. Okay. Yeah, good afternoon all. I think you can able to see my screen, no sir? Yeah, please just confirm it.
Yeah, it's not yet come, but let us see. Did you share the screen, the full screen?
Yeah, yeah, just share the homepage of application. Let me reshare otherwise.
Yeah, please share it again. It's not visible still.
Now it is visible, no?
Yeah. Okay, I can see it now. Yeah, please proceed.
Okay, so yeah. Okay, so let me just try to demonstrate all the the features and what are the process like included in the manufacturing execution system. So here you can see the this is the home page of application. So at the top you can see we can manage like a multiple plant and multiple organizations, and there are the some of the configuration setups which are required for the setuping the manufacturing process. Okay, here you can see all the menus where it will mainly focus on the production process only. As sir told, like it will be the there will be the difference between the ERP and the production. How? So based on the discussion, no, like the last discussion. So you can see all the features. Like it will be mainly focusing on the production process only. How we are going to connect the machines and the actual data recording from the man mission and all the ways, like, and we can track the production process from the manufacturing execution easily compared with the ERP. Let me just start with the production module here. Okay, here you can see all the menus. This is like a sub menu where you can see the production creation process, material issues, reporting the operations, and how we are going to receive the finished good, semi-finished good. Okay, and how we are going to delivery, So operations, no, we have multiple screens like for recording the timestamps of the labor machine, all these things like a manager view, employee view, and we have implemented the single resource and multi resource also. It depends on the user how they want to use it. So based on that, we are going to configure it. So let me just go with the production order here. Here you can see the production order details, like the reference numbers. Like suppose no, the production orders we have entry here. If we integrate with the ERP, no, we can get the data from the ERP directly. Okay, either it is like SAP or whatever the ERP. Okay, the planned dates, actual dates, and here no, like let me just edit one order. Okay, so here like we have the item details, like we are going to receive. Here we have the planning method like forward planning, backward planning, and when we are going to start. And here you can see the bomb explosion, like it is if we are having multi-level bomb also, no, we can schedule the like assembly products and the FG products from here itself based on the interlink. Okay, and we have all the delivery dates, production line number linking, all the information we can feed it. So when we confirm this order, no, so let me just try to show you the material issue. Like here you can see all the required materials for the particular order. Okay, here we are going to record all the issued material and what are the unused material back to the warehouses, and the scrap details, and in which process like operation or the task we are going to issue the materials, all the information we can see here. Okay, so in the in this module, no, I am trying to just focus on the production order level only. We have a work center process again that I will explain you, like what is the difference between the production order level and the work center level. Okay, so I just shown you the material issue. Let me just to show the operations how we are going to record against the production order. So I'm just selecting the order here. So here like whenever we create the production order, no, we are generating the barcode also for that. So instead of manual entry or manual input, no, we can scan the order and we can get the information details. And also we can record easily based on the employee like employee login details, I mean the employee ID details, no, we can record the timestamps also. So here you can see here we have the employee icon here. So let me just filter. So here you can see like this employee ID details, and when they started and stopped details. And we also have the time calculations, like it is depends, like we are automatically taking the shift details also. Okay, we are configuring that. Okay, that way, no, here you can see all the production order has how many processes. Okay, we can hold the product process, I mean the employee processing, like, and we can record the what is the reasons, like a stoppage or any instructions we need to define, no, we can define at all the levels, like against the mission wise or employee wise, or if there is any instructions to be provided, no, like for the against the operation also, we can define that automatically. Employees can, whenever they log in, they can see the details. Here we have the print option where we can see all the production order details. Okay, this is the manager view. Let me just try to show the employee view how it will look. So whenever they log in, they can just scan the production order, scan the operation. Okay, and if they have like a reference like a SAP orders also, no, they can do that as well. This is generated by the MES. Okay, that way they can see all the order details, and they will
So
just
this is
scan. I'm
all
just
there is no manual input. That's what you're saying, Anita.
Yes, yes, yes.
Mhm. It's all by
So it is.
scanning.
Hmm.
Mhm.
So it is not only like we are eliminating the login of the application as well. Okay, they can just directly log in with the barcode. Okay, and scan the barcode of the order, scan the operation barcode, and they will just scan the employee, their barcode, basically the employee ID barcode. So and we can record the employee timestamps as likewise. Okay, this is this way, like we can record the all the employee labor transactions. Okay, and we can integrate the mission, and we can get the details in the same way like against the work orders, okay, based on the timestamps as well. Okay, and so up to here, no, like I just gone through the middle issue process, operations, how we are going to record the timestamps, all these things. So let me just show you the costing here in this menu. Like let me just select the one order. So we have all the, so it is like only mainly focused on the operational timestamps, and based on that, what are the planned cost and the actual cost and overall what will be the cost against that particular order, no, we can see from here. This is the costing details. Okay, and so and here we have the work center now. So here whenever so this is like order level. Suppose no, when we go with the work center, no, so it is basically like we are not going with the work order based on the configuration, employee the permissions of the work center. Based on that, they can see only that orders they need to work out, whatever the work centers they have, no, I'll be recording the timestamp against it, and they will be issuing I mean issuing the materials of the production order also in the same way. This is the difference between these two. And so now let me have we have the OEE in this. Okay, so we just completed the production operations, no, we can see the timestamps. Let me just show fifth, sixth. Okay, here you can see like the timestamps, always like planned time, actual time. Based on that, uh, we will be calculating the OEE and this. So if for this, no, like the detailed one wise, so we can take up the OEE date wise, and we also have the um, let me just filter out this some data. Okay. Okay, so here you can see all the data here. Okay, like it is like that is the detailed one. Like if we can see by mission, and we can see like overall orders irrespective of the mission and the work center thing. And here also the same way, this is like order level, and if we sell here, we have the mission and the work center selection. So based on that, we can track the details from here. Okay, so and we have some other dashboard regarding to the production. So we have in the planned dashboard here, you can see what are the planned production orders and actually completed, started and completed. Okay, this is the line here. Okay, this is mainly we are here it is focused for the production lines. Like this is the production line and what are the operations in it. Okay, here you can see at the top we have some status here. Okay, against that the orders got highlighted based on their status, and here you can see the current last week the performance in this. The
This
same way
is like
like
a very complete view of your shop floor, line by line. So you can have a visibility of all your production orders, stage-wise production order, what are the orders active, and then you can know how much weak performance is it, and everything. I think maybe you can explain a little. Anita.
yeah, yeah. So here we have some of the details, not only the production order level. Here you can see the active working employees, working progress operations, resource utilized in this particular production line, hold the production orders. If we just hold for some reason, no, like based on the material shortage or something, or machine breakdown, so in that case, no, we there will be like a holding of the operations as well in the same way. So and here you can see at the top, this is like overall irrespective of the active employees, working progress, utilization, or hold operations, no, we see we can filter out by line or order wise, something we can do. This is like a production line wise. So and we have the production grid here. In this, you can see like order level, like order wise. We can see the timestamps in it, efficiency also for that particular order, and we can also see by operation wise also. If there is any comments need to be defined, no, as I shown in the work order level, so we can see from here. Okay, this is like, and we can export from here and of the planned values. Okay, so this is like a production processing. Okay, so and we have the inventory module. Suppose the if the customers know, if they don't have the ERP, if they want to maintain the stock details, no, the sample operations, they can do the production purchase order processing GRN against the order. Okay, it's like direct receiving kind of thing. Inventory, stock details, maintaining the history, bin to bin transfers, adjustments. Okay, cycle counting, like the physical cross check of the inventory. Okay, this is parts allocate request from the maintenance. Okay, let me just show you like all the order details here, line details. We have all the uploads also for this. We can directly upload the bulk upload. Okay. And here we have the planning module. This is the like a planning module mainly for the stock plan, like the production. Here we have the request plan. Here you can see like planning methods. We have MPS, MRP, and SIC as well. Based on the parameters, like if we define, no, in the item level, based on that it will plan by checking the orders, like per production order, sale order, purchase order, all these things. It will take up and it will generate the plan for that. Okay. So here we have all the data. If we can integrate with the planning solutions also, no, we can get the data. And we if we integrate with the ERP also, we can get the sale orders. All these things we can get directly. Otherwise we can take from the MES itself, a planned MRP in the same way SIC as well. And again, as this, like we can generate the requirements and it can be like approval. We can convert that plan based on the plan, no, we can generate like a purchase order, sale purchase orders and the production order from this. Okay. And here you can see like energy module. So whenever we complete and we can take the we can complete the production operations, no, we have the if we have the tagging of the machines at the operation level, no, we can capture the energy consumption data. And we have some costing constraints also, like based on the per hour, how the charge will be. So that details we can define and it will be like estimated based on the usage, no, we can take the actual data. And if we integrate with the machines also, no, we can take that data and we can compare it, like where the problem is, and if there is any differences, no, based on the plan, it will be easily identified by this. Okay, this is like a date and hour wise data. Okay, and we also have the production order wise. Here you can see production order wise, item and the operation wise. This is the operation wise, and here you can see the all the setup and wait times, and this is the actual and actual cost. And okay, so and the we have one more menu here. It is the actual billing of the electricity. Okay, so there will be like comparisons of planned based on the planned schedule, the consumptions will be, and actually the usage of the actually the production plan worked out, and also the mission, actual mission timestamp, how the energy consumptions, all these things taken place in the mission, that data, and directly taking the electricity bill, and we are going to compare it. Okay, that the possibility is available in this energy module. And we have the quality module here. Okay, in the quality module, let me just, here we have the inspection order creation. Here you can see all the origins, like at the GRN level, inventory level, receiving level, and production order level, material issues. So all the way, no, like we need to configure the master setup for this. Based on that, automatically test type, what test type we need to do the particular item wise or order wise. So that we can define. Based on that, inspection orders will get created, and we are going to like suppose no, let us take the operations, the production operations. Like it will be linked with the production order, and or the material issue, it will be linked with the quality, and the inspection order, it will be linked, and the data to and fro will be passing in between the two orders. Okay, let me just show you the manager view, how the data we are going to record. Let me select the report operations. So I just selected. Here also we have the scanning option, the barcode generation. Okay, so here you can see what are the operations we need to do the quality check. Okay, uh, we are also recording the non-conformity. If there is any failed test, no, we can record all the non-conformity, easily add all the tests. Okay, what are the result types, all these things we can add from here. So, and we can take the pictures and what the completion percentage of all the particular stage is quality check, no, that we can record. So if it is failed, no, we can click on this. Okay, so it navigate to the non-conformity form, and here record all the cause of that particular failed case of that particular test. No, we need to record all the corrective action, and we can also upload the pictures also from here. Okay, and the what is the issue, like we have categories here, what are the issues it will be, we can record all the issues also here. And finally the approving and closing this NC, and we can create the like new test, no, and we can record the confirmation of the, I mean the completion of this NC, like okay. And we can also communicate these non-conformity to the production team also by sending the mails, and we can also attach the reason, all these information, know what is the risk, and what are the issues occurred in that particular, and we can also attach the images automatically whatever we have uploaded in this NC, and we can also take manually, and we can send to the production team by default. Okay, and in the same way we have the employee view. So they can only see like a particular stage wise inspection, they can scan and they can do it. Okay, so and we have workforce here. So this module mainly for the labor management, it's like resource. Okay, and we have employee task here. We can see all the employee, what are the tasks allocated, and the status also here. Okay, and the information of that particular task. Okay, and in the same way, here we have the employee availability, like how many employees are available. Okay, all this information we can see, and what are the next schedules for them, the plan kind of thing. Okay, and we have the machine task here. So here we can see all the uh, machine data. I think it is like this. So these are like machine schedules. Okay, and the machine availability, like what is the status of that particular machines currently going on. Okay, and we have the maintenance module here. So in this, we have the scheduling the maintenance, planning, like allocating the resources and the spare parts, all these things planning can be done here, or reschedules. And work order, we can also, based on the schedules, we can generate the work order, and we can also create the work orders directly, and the recording the meter readings from the machine. Okay, so let me just go to the schedule. Okay, here you can see, yeah, I just selected. Let me just go back and come. So here you can see, it is for both the machine and the tool. Okay, we can do the maintenance for the both, and we have all the service types defined, and meter type based on the period or meter reading wise we can record, and we can schedule it. Okay, and we have the planning here. So here you can see like rescheduling, allocation, creation of the work orders multiple from here by cross checking here. Okay, and here we have work order. So and what is the cost, and what are the service services recorded. If there is any additional services to be added, order we cannot add it. And if there is any shortage, no, like based on the services, new services add on, we can generate the purchase requisition, and we can raise the request to the store people from here. Okay, and here we have the tooling module. So the tool planning is like usually maintaining the tools. No, it will be usually difficult because after using, no, there will be no tracking it. Okay, where it is placed or something. We can, whenever we issue the tools, no, like we can record the timestamps for which process we are using this. Okay, uh, and for whom, and what is the calibration hours. All these things we can record. Okay, based on that we can evaluate the lifespan of the tool also. This is the tool availability, and we can see where the tool is currently available. And so mainly the MES is mainly like we need to integrate and we need to get the data instead of manual entry. So we have the few use cases like where we have integrated the MES. So this is one of the use case, like we have integrated the PLC systems, and we get the data from the PLC, and we have recorded all the production data. Let me just filter it. Okay. Okay, here you can see like batch wise data. Okay, all the timestamps, but and time required to complete that particular production process. Okay, this is like this is like planned data. Okay, and here we have the actual production details. This is like a we have the production actual completed productions in this. This is against the order wise and batch wise. What is the planned and the actual? Okay, in the same way, and we also have the raw material consumption. These three things, no, we have taken from the PLC, and we just maintain all the data here, and we are going to according to the MES. Okay, so with this, and we are going to change the formats whatever the data come from the PLC, and this data, no, like after taking, we are generating some quality reports, production reports. Okay, and we are transferring to the SAP, I mean the ERP as well. So where for the accounting purpose, and the inventory stock updates as well, both the finished good and also the raw material consumption. Okay, these details can be transferred. It's for the accounting and stock updates. And we also recorded the weighbridge, like in and out. Based on this, no, like we can track all the details, like in and out stock details, where we can instead of like we can entering all the details, no, from this data, like what are the purchase orders, like got in the raw material and the finished good out. Okay, that way we can record, and it can be converted to the receipts and the deliveries kind of thing. We can take up into the SAP, and it can be transferred from this. Okay, and we also um, have the attendance biometric as well. So this way, like we have taken the attendance check in and check out. It is mainly like we have integrated all these things, which is mainly core for the production processing only. Okay, and we have the S&OP, like we are going to maintain all the required catalog data of the mission instructions, where user can easily download from here, and they can see instead of maintaining the hard copies. Okay, and let me just show you a few of the dashboards. Okay, so we have the energy dashboard here. So we can track by hourly, daily, monthly. Okay, estimated and the actual consumption and the cost details. And we can also track by the production order wise, and the maintenance dashboards. What are the schedule, open orders? Okay, and the tooling wise, the tool wise, the tool utilization, and machine wise also, like machine wise data also is the utilization of the machine. Just a filter. Okay, estimated utilization and the actual utilization. This is the machine wise estimated consumption and cost. The schedules, if we have schedules, we get the schedule data as well. And here we have non-conformity graph. This is like it's a quality thing. Let me just show you the data. So here we can see like a stage wise what are the NC counts and product wise. Okay, and we can also see all the stage wise what are the counts issue categories likewise, and we can see the details this way. Okay, and there are plenty of reports. Okay, so where we can easily export into the Excel and the PDF formats. We can see production efficiency reports. Okay, and also all the efficiency and also operational level, employee wise daily. Okay, inspection order wise. These reports we can take from here easily. Okay, okay. I think mainly I have covered up all the things. Okay. Yeah, we can go for the presentations here. I just finished the
Okay.
application demo.
Okay. So thank you, Anita. Thank you very much for the
Welcome.
walkthrough. Basically, what I understand is Frusi MES have all the modules what are required for any manufacturing organization to automate their shop floor operations, which includes your production order processing by work center wise, your inventory management, your the quality management, the materials, the maintenance management, energy management, and also your integrations. So the integrations for to register the operational timestamps for people, for machines. At the same time, you can track and trace the work in process, and then you have a platform for AI level AI architecture, so that you can use artificial intelligence for this. So I'll just share my screen and talk about only one slide. Okay. So the key benefits is basically, if you have your, I'll just stick to this. If you have any MES system, okay, you have a benefits about reducing manufacturing cycle times. So this is one advantage you will have it, because you reduce waste, and then you have a reduced work in process inventory because you keep the work in process inventory materials to a minimal. And then work center management, material and operations reporting. Usually what happens is we report at the operation order level, but not at the work center level. This is one of the main difference why you need to have a manufacturing execution system. In the first session, we hear from Professor Narayana is we talk about process, operations, and the element. So what happens at the element level is within the work center. So if you manage that properly, everything, your operation and your business process will be optimized to the optimally. Okay, and manufacturing execution system gives you a visibility. Okay, see, if it gives a visibility of your order. ERP level production order is only at the order level. But now, when you want to go, what is really happening in which machine your process is working, all those things will be improved or maybe established by manufacturing execution system. Okay, this also tells you about the digital twin. We nicely hear from what Rajiv ji was talking about, and then process mining. Then we have to improve quality, because it's a quality each. In my experience, quality management is done differently for each organization. we have multiple ways to handle quality process in MES. So it made it much easier. The quality management is not just only to check what is correct, what is bad, and that is internal quality, for sure. Then you have external quality where your wrong product goes, your defect product goes to a customer, and then you identify there. Then it will be very expensive task for you. And one more most important point why the quality management through MES is more important is there is another point. Okay, the reason is when you deliver any cooling system or any other large manufacturing unit, any other equipment or something you produce to customers, they have a warranties. So the warranty could be 1 year, 2 years, or something. Now, in that, the client will raise you warranties. Okay, if there is any problem. So maintaining a proper quality records for the key process, key parts within your machine is very critical, because that gives you traceability. And if customer says this is your problem, you need to serve the warranty, then you have a traceability. You don't have to fulfill them. Maybe it's their fault. Maybe their power has a problem. Maybe they have a handling problems. Okay, so actually proper quality system will protect you, and Frusi MES will support you to do that. Proper recording of your quality records, and then you have a traceability. Okay, and notification and alerts. Notification and alert means if something goes wrong in a particular work center, if your machine goes down, and then a alarm can push. Maybe in your TV screen it can pop up, or a message, a WhatsApp message, or text message, or an email can go through your manufacturing execution system. It is not only a dashboards. You will find many tools in the market which shows only collect the data from the machines. It will show the dashboard. That is very simplest part. Okay, but that does not really help anything unless you have a very colorful dashboards. But the real benefit you get it is you digitize your operations within the shop floor, work center by work center, machine by machine, person by person, and then material by material. Okay, so materials, machine and labor, and then your your timestamps. So if you do all these things together, you have a better way to do MES, a better way to get the benefits of the MES. So predictions are empowered by AI and ML models. Since you have a good data at the OT level, which is a machine level, then you have a MES level, and then you have ERP level. All these things, if you connect, you get the benefit of artificial intelligence. So many people jump into doing things AI, but it will be very, 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 very minimal, because you don't have a structural data. With that, you can generate any AI models or AI enablers. Without MES, it is not possible for you. Just you can take my word. It's not really possible. You will be the data will be in a different silos. You will not make really a meaningful information out of your data. Okay, and manage your operations remotely is one of the benefit, since the solutions put in the cloud. So what happens is you can manage it from anywhere. Otherwise, what happens is the manual processes are in the shop floor. They register in the books. Nobody knows what happens. They are correct, by the way. When they write something in books, they are correct. But you don't know exactly what is going on the floor at any given point of time. So putting an MES will help you to read that. Okay, so you can take any decisions on the go from your location wherever you are there. Of course, this all leads to increased customer service level. So deliver on time, deliver right product, like OTIF can be improved. So and data-driven decisions, instead of people instead of asking, "Hey guys, how are things going on? How is the progress? Are we meeting the schedules?" kind of thing. Without asking them, you can know it by default. And then planning is one of the most important thing, which almost always done manually in manufacturing units, especially the mid-size, smaller units. Maybe the larger units have established planning processes, but mid-size organizations almost always do the planning manual. So master production scheduling, MRP, and CRP. I also include the finite capacity scheduling at the job shop manufacturing level. This will be of great help for your team. Optimization of improving OEE, and also I add this as a OLE. So overall equipment effectiveness, and then overall labor efficiency. These are the two things, the outcomes you can measure. Make sure that you can monitor them, and then make sure that you improve them. Everybody talk about OEE at machine level, at the work center level, at the plant level. Actually, if you don't get the data properly, it's a number only, but it does not give you anything. Okay, so make sure that your underlying data for OEE calculations is captured in real time, and then it help you to optimize while the work is in progress. So I think that's the main part of it. We also have one more session today. We talk about business growth, how a manufacturing unit can adopt strategy. Then they plan, they can plan they do their planning at the high level, and then they set the goals, how they can align the organization, how can they execute and grow. So this, we have a session at maybe around 4 o'clock or something. We talk about this in that session. Okay, so if there is any questions, we will take up. So let me stop the screen share. Okay, so okay. So I would like to have any questions, because I'm moderating the show and I'm also asking questions. It's not possible for me to see. I see the posts. There are some posts here, some questions. Okay, so yeah, I'm available in the session. Anytime you just ask a question, we are here to answer, online or offline.